Okay. Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to the session. Have you had your dinner? No, not dinner yet. Okay. Because if you say you had dinner, I'm planning to keep you here until 10 to 11 o'clock. So luckily you didn't say that I had dinner. Almost saying no like that. So I will make sure I try to finish on time. Okay. Yeah, so refresh our refuge precept in Guru Buddha Dhamma Sangha by simply being aware the presence of Guru Buddha Dhamma Sangha within you and in every existence. It is not kind of imagining something that which not realistic. This is real because Guru Buddha Dhamma, the object that we're referring to, it is omniscient. It's an omniscient quality. So the omniscient, omniscient present in every existence. So then we may say, if already existent everywhere, then why I need to recall them? Isn't it? Then why I need to do extra job? Buddha, you should do everything. Since you're omniscient, isn't it? The thing is, the absolute nature of everything works based on interdependent existence. On the basis of interdependent arising. So therefore, the first purpose why we take refuge in Guru Buddha Dhamma Sangha, why we think of Buddha, is for us to receive the blessing, for us to receive the benefit of enlightened qualities, to awaken, to awaken us, to become just like them. So therefore, when you express awareness of Guru Buddha Dhamma Sangha is present, you create the interdependent conditional cause, and that cause will bring the result of the receiving of Buddha's blessings. So that's the main reason. So it's very much creating a conditional cause, interdependent causes and condition. Yeah. So simply quiet your mind from sensual distractions, the thought of the past, the thought of the future. Just maybe usually it can be beneficial for someone that's difficult to quiet our mind. Take a few moments to place our focus on the rhythm of breathing in and out. So usually, there's a training of 9 rounds of breathing meditation, which is regarded very effective to quiet our mind from the noise of sensual distractions, from distractions of our gross awareness. And most of the gross awareness are uh, not really aware the absolute, fact and truth. Is more of hallucinational understanding. Mhm. And if we investigate more subtle level, it has it carry all this sensual awareness carry a lot of disturbing elements, uh, 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 disturb your mind, make your mind to arise in delusions, such like worries, such like grasping. Like when we think of past events, there's a delusional expression of grasping, holding on to those ideas. Then to concern with the future, in particularly to do with uncertainties, their sense of fear or unsettled kind of thoughts, uh, or or that kind of energy develop within our system. And that is because of the sensual awareness are not a valid awareness. In in accordance with the more meditative awareness, then the sensual awareness of ordinary people like us, regarded as everything is false, is quite difficult to accept in the first hearing. Because whatever experiences or the sensual objects, when the sensual mind apprehend, it apprehend mistakenly. It apprehend, when the first, uh, on the first, uh, even from the very first awareness of the object to the sensual mind, it apprehend in true existence, in apprehend independent existence, it apprehend inherent existence, it apprehend dualistically. Because of that, then the ordinary sensual minds are all falls in the category of false mind, you see. So for this, untamed, not meditated, conceptual minds, understanding of this sensual awareness, regard as a valid awareness, regard as, whatever you perceive rightly. But why it is false? If you give opportunity to investigate uh, uh, the, 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 the manner how the objects are apprehended by the sensual mind, such as eye consciousness, hearing consciousness, touch, and mental consciousness, then you will realize that the actual reality is different from the first finding of the first assertion by the first apprehension. You see, so so again here we may think, then what's the big deal with that? uh, the big deal here is it create delusions, it create karma, it continue to thicken our ignorance. Even though we may think that we gain more knowledge, but then on subtle level, we still continue to accumulate abundance of layers of condition to thicken the ignorance. Then from there, the rest of the delusions are more easy to arise, such as like anger, attachment, jealousy, etc. Then from there, it tends to create, uh, uh, you know, um, the harmful actions, through our body, speech, and mind, like such as fear, such as clouded mind, confusions, dissatisfactions, etc. So therefore, mm, so therefore, yeah, therefore, so therefore, importance to quiet our mind. That's the point. Yeah. So when you quiet your mind, you gradually start to get into meditative state of mind. Then the awareness in the meditation is awareness of wisdom, especially if you can able to achieve very stable, like shamatha, the single pointed, concentration, shamatha type of meditations, or the analytical, vipassana kind of meditations. Then whatever awareness you express from those mind, can be valid, can be beneficial to our mind, can help to clear the clouded aspect of the mind, that we tend to see things differently than how we usually perceive. We start to experience and see things and interpret the things and events comes in our sense, I would say our mind, our conscious, like the magician, how magician understand the magician's, the spell performance. For the magician, the magician's spell performance from the stick as a wild elephant, there's no grasping of elephant, because the magician know that there's no elephant. It's just formulated to to the viewer to hallucinate, to see that only. You see, so there's no grasping. But for the viewer who don't know that this is a magic elephant, then there will be a grasping. You see, there's an emotion involved. You see, so so whenever there's expressions of emotion on the basis of ignorance, then there's a creation of, naturally there's a creation of karma, whether we know or not, and any karma that we commit on the basis of ignorance, then those are the fruitful cause for samsara. You see, so yeah, so therefore meditation is so important. Quieting our mind is so important. So once you quiet our mind, then of course, through training the breathing exercise, eventually you may be able to place your mind on the virtuous object, not just the breathing. You may be able to place your concentration on emptiness, your concentration on loving kindness, compassion, your concentration on, enlightened qualities. You see, so from there, you can gather so much benefit. The immediate impact brings so much peace. Simultaneously accumulate so much, causes for future happiness. So like that. So otherwise, our senses are all the time busy gathering resources for happiness, but not really bring happiness. Not really bring genuine satisfaction, isn't it? How say, for the eye senses, we chase so many things that which please your eye senses, but nothing is like kind of say, okay, this is it. Then our feeling, our hearing, and our mind. The mentally we have a lot of ambitions, a lot of wantings, isn't it? And every time after we achieve something what we wish to have it, but that's not the end. That we want more. You see, so that is because of unable to quiet our mind in another way. So when we're able to quiet our mind, like a little kid, little boy, like always asking something. If you're able to quiet the boy, settle. Similar way. So our this mind, our ordinary mind is like a very demanding little kid, very very demanding, and after I give ice cream, say ask pizza. They say after you give me pizza, I will be very happy. I won't ask anything more. After you get pizza, you say I need what? Bicycle. It's a bicycle. After you get bicycle, you say I want now what? The skater. So after you get it, I want something else. So yeah. So not necessarily even to give example as a kid, like even ourselves. You see, in our life that we wanted so many things and we had them, but still not enough. We want something more, and sometimes that kind of how to say, strong delusional grasping, even how to say, express in relationship, it then bring big problem. You see, that there's no settledness, no peace within. You see, all this because of we are unable to quiet our mind. You see, basically, the all the dissatisfaction that comes in our way in relation to anything that we experience in our day-to-day life, because of we are unable to quiet our mind. So, so the first step to that is a breathing meditation. So that's what I wanted to say. Breathing meditation. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. When we first in the morning wake up, the mind is not in peace. Take some moment to do breathing exercise. At least do the 9-round breathing exercise. Three breathing in from left nostril, then 3 breathing out from the right nostril, then another 3 in from the right nostril, 3 out from the left nostril, then the third 3 in from both nostril, then 3 out from the both nostril. When you breathe in, like breathe more lengthy, as if the breathing is going all the way down to navel area, as if that breathing travel all the way there. Then you breathe out all the way from there, and as if far away, traveling but far away until that you are not visible. You are unable to be. You are unable to. That breathing is as if like a form that you're unable to see, fade away into vast space like that. So you sit straight, chest bit out, the spine has to be straight. Then neck also a bit stretch up, then hand either the best is the Lotus meditation posture. It has a tremendous benefit. You see, the moment you sit on the Lotus posture, even for someone who is not trained to sit in Lotus posture, you may find is uncomfortable at the beginning. But just able to sit even a few moments in the Lotus posture, that has a special impact to organizing the channels in our body, and very much harmonizing gross chakras and channels wind drops, and the mind consciousness, then that affects to the subtle channels, subtle energy, including the subtle mind. Mm. So so the old energy is like kind of pacified. So from there you already start to gain the impact of peace within, inner peace. All the Buddhas have used the cross Vajra position. Is not because of how to say, that's the easiest way to sit, because it has a great benefit, because that is actually quite toughest way to sit, especially sit for long term is very tough. It requires quite a lot of training, especially like us, we sit so much on chair. It's a bit hard, but it has a very, very special impact, the cross Vajra position. Then after that, the hand, again, the hand gesture, hand gesture, two hand, not putting separate, just union, unite like all the fingers, touch to each other, include the thumb, to meet each other, just these two things coming together. Again, it has a great impact to harmonize our energy, inner, outer sacred energy. If you need to interpret that, there's an extensive interpretation. It is ultimately the energy of wisdom and method union together. You see, so how much wisdom you have, you don't have method, you can't achieve much. How much method you have, if you don't have wisdom, you can't achieve much. Even in our spiritual practice, how much emptiness wisdom you have, but if you don't have the attitude of altruism, can't achieve much. How much compassionate you may be, but then you don't have wisdom, can't achieve much. You see, even as a beginner, but you unite wisdom and method together, the power is there. You see, so even physically play that role, because everything is a creation of energy. Everything, and everything survives in the energy. Everything sees in the energy. So that's the fact. You see, outer, inner, innermost, subtle energy, all connected, and we always very much kind of relate individually. We hardly relate in union. You see, so that's why we have a lot of imbalanced energy. Even this four energy, sometimes wind is too high, then have difficult to sleep. Very hyper, a lot of tense, tension. Here pain, there pain, here pain. Become very anxious, very unsteady. Then until it can even cause a lot of hallucinations. All this because of imbalanced energy. You see. Then hot energy, fire energy. Of course, we know, not just the outer fever, the inner fever, anger arises. Cold energy, cold, very much comes from moist, very much like from the wind and combination of like water elements. Then feel very moody, very heavy, depression, lazy, all this falls in the see. So the meditation, even just the physical gesture, has so much significance. Even when just for 5 minutes, just don't think anything, just sit in cross leg and put the two hands together, and like this, sit straight like that, and just breathe naturally. Just stay empty thinking. That alone can be huge healing. You see, so this is something that, how to say, like should take us like first aid in our day-to-day life, like a first aid. Whenever our emotion up and down, immediately try to sit cross-legged and sit in meditation posture, two hands together, then start to breathe in and out. It's like a first aid. First aid is, did I say correct? Isn't it? First aid, yeah. First aid, also like a Panadol. It's like a Panadol, quick cure, So like that. So even before go to bed, it feel a bit uneasy, because of so many things happen in the daytime, unable to settle your heart, quiet your mind. Yeah, just sit on the bed, don't go to the prayer room, just on the bed, wherever you are, you can do short breathing exercise, meditation. You will be amazed how capable you are to calm yourself, to bring you to have a good sleep, good conclusion of the day, So you see, so like that. So even at the job, if something is not going right, instead of arguing, instead of thinking too much, immediately do a short meditation, breathing meditation, So like this. Of course, you see, there are so many different Buddha sittings. The different Buddhas sit in different positions, like Guru Rinpoche sit in different positions. Tara sit in different position. Maitreya sitting in different. Most of you are sitting like a Maitreya. Yes, all of those are also meditation posture. But you can see there are some hand gestures are there. Even though they're sitting like how we sit on the chair, but their hand gestures are different than ours. I see. So if you follow their hand gesture, then the sitting, like how Tara sits, that also has a play, has a very powerful condition to harmonize our energy. You see. So so the best is the cross leg sitting like that. Yeah. Sorry. So I distracted. Yes. Quiet our mind. Yes. So now we do the breathing meditation. Okay. So 9 rounds. Yeah. Yeah, thank you. For some people, first time doing meditations like that, at the beginning, instead of quieting our mind become even busier. So that's fine. It's okay. You do few times, then gradually will come to yeah, you can able to control. At the beginning, you being aware that in fact you are unable to focus on the rhythm of breathing, and you realize that so many thoughts are present. Usually, it's more than that. Now you just simply because of quieting your mind, you start to hear the noises only. So which is already a good sign. So as long as you train again and again, then you'll be good. And also, if you can use a bit of sound, like, so you focus on that sound. When you breathe in and out, that sound, that also will help us to train the focus. Yeah. Okay. So so refresh our refuge in Guru Buddha Dhamma Sangha. Then I would say, recognize, understand, the enlightened qualities are so attractive, so beneficial for not only to you, but the rest of the sentient being. So therefore, that you aspire yourself also wish to actualize those qualities. So in order to do that, we need to accumulate the two collections of merit of method, merit of wisdom. In order to do that, then we need to engage in the practices that helps to create merits. So, so like a Dharma discourse, come together and have a Dharma discussion. Be among holy objects, bless holy objects. Be among people who practice refuge, people who practice altruism. So then you get influence, towards achieving those, enlightened qualities. So, so understanding that, then, feel joy, feel happy, feel fortunate that you have this opportunity. So therefore, I'm going to make sure that rest of my life, starting from this very session, to be most meaningful and to be absolute cause for numberless sentient beings, temporary happiness up to the ultimate happiness of enlightenment. So things like that. Zangye Jodan Zoye Jona La Janju Badu Dani Gazunje Dagi Zoye Be Zonam Ye Dola Benje Zang Dobarai Jo Zangye Jodan Zoye Jona La Janju Badu Dani Gazunje Dagi Zoye Be Zonam Dola Benje Zangye Dobarai Jo Zangye Chedan Zoye Jona La Janju Badu Dani Gazunje Dagi Zoye Be Zangye Dobarai Jo Gange Duzene Zone Dawa Damje Pambe Jere Dambe Jene Denze Be Godam Dela Cha Se Lo Tony Ninja Zondo Jobelam Zeje Zenjo Ganje Dende Jana Bemo Denzen Jazzola Zoa Dezo Da Yu Jinye Lo Semje Damje Dewa Dang Dewe Judan Dembra Juje Semje Damje Dungan Dang Andunga Je Judan Rawa Juje Semje Damje Dungan Mebe Dewa Dami Rawa Juje Semje Damje Nire Jada Nidan Rawe Danyola Nebra Juroje Semje Damje Dewa Dang Dewe Judan Dembra Juje Semje Damje Dungan Dang Andunga Je Judan Rawa Juje Semje Damje Dungan Mebe Dewa Dami Rawa Juje Semje damje nyere jada nye dandawe danyola nebra juroje semje damje dewa dang dewe judan dembra juje semje damje dunga dang dunga je judan dawa juje semje damje dunga mebe dewa dami dawa juje semje damje nyere jada nye dandawe danyola nebra juroje. Thank you. So yes, the topic is four immeasurable thoughts, four immeasurable prayer. Yeah. So this prayer, as I mentioned before, is most one of the most powerful prayer, and one of the most powerful practice. As I mentioned before, is the essence of the Mahayanic, essence of the Buddha Dharma, essence of the Mahayanic Buddha Dharma. Those of you follow, Mahayana path, then those of you follow who Tibetan Buddhism, then this is the essence, the heart of the, Tibetan Mahayana tradition or the Mahayanic Buddha Dharma. So this four line, this prayer was spoken by Buddha, and you can, the source came from the tantric treatise, the yoga, tantric treatise. So it's a very blessed prayers. Very, very blessed. Just the prayer alone, even if we don't understand the meaning, just to remember the prayer, able to chant the prayer, that alone is so blessed. It's a direct blessing from the Buddha. So it has so much power to purify our mind, accumulate merits like that. So if we're able to integrate into practice, then no question, how beneficial it is. This practice is, how to say, as important as like the breathing is how important for our life force. So the spiritual development, like the practice of Four Immeasurable is like a life force. If you don't have that, there's no life. There's no Mahayanic spirituality. There's no Dhamma practice. There's no Dhamma practice. To actualize full enlightenment. You see, so that much essential. So the Four immeasurable of love, immeasurable of compassion, immeasurable of empathetic joy, immeasurable equanimity. So the writing, the equanimity comes number 4. But when you develop the practice of these 4 immeasurable practices, or when you develop develop the 4 immeasurable practices as your path, as a realization in your continuum, then number 4 play the number 1, first. We already discussed that before. But there's one reason why you put number 4. You should be putting number first. Why complicate? You see, so there's a huge reason there. As I mentioned before, this 4 immeasurable practice is like a heart. It's like a life for the Mahayanic Dharma, which has just this 4 immeasurable practice can deliver full enlightenment. So in order to deliver full enlightenment, just the method aspect of the path, practicing, learning, practicing, developing, cannot bring full enlightenment. You need the wisdom aspect of the path also, isn't it? So, you see, so therefore, the reason of putting equanimity as a number 4, that the underlying meaning, the hidden meaning, hidden teaching of that is a teaching on emptiness. equanimity, equanimity. So equanimity, you can also understand as a middle way, like middle way view, emptiness view. What is the how equanimity actualize? How middle way actualize? By purifying the two extreme. The extreme of nihilism, extreme of inner nihilism, then you bring the equanimity. You bring the absolute settled state of wisdom. Because when you are falls into one of the extreme, your heart is not pacified. Your heart is not equalized. You see. So the middle way view, or the emptiness, the absolute intention of the Buddha on the absolute view of the reality is exactly what the Nagarjuna have expressed. What Lama Tsongkhapa taught in the Lamrim, and from the Buddhist four philosophy school, the final philosophy school, the Pasangika Madhyamika view, that view is called middle way view, called Uma, middle way view, middle by pacifying the two extreme. Earlier philosophical view, even though they use the term emptiness view, or the view of selflessness, but unable to bring the absolute equanimity from the two extreme. Because even the second last philosophical view of Sautantika Madhyamika still assert a substantial existence from the object in order to something to actualize as an existence, like an I. In order Tenzin Zopa to exist, on the basis of this five aggregate, somewhere you need to have one substance, one seed. Without that seed, you won't able to find Tenzin Zopa in me, in this basis of aggregates. So in order to find Tenzin Zopa, different than any one of you here, different person, there need to be one substance which is unique to me. Unique. And that uniqueness has to be pre-existing within the basis. And that's the main basis where you can able to label Tenzin Zopa, and this is Tenzin Zopa. And I can differentiate that you are different from the rest of the others. You see? So then that's the main passport. So the earlier philosophical school, they believe that if FPI go and find the wonder Tenzin Zopa, if there's no substantial existence on the basis, the FPI cannot find Tenzin Zopa. So FPI only can able to can capture Tenzin Zopa if there is something that is unique, differences than anyone else, and that is the reason. Like even Buddha Palita, Buddha Palita, from the philosophical point of view, Buddha Palita also assert as a substantial existence. Like Dharmakirti, definitely open on that. You see, Dharmakirti is the main the view presenter within the Pasangika Madhyamika view, that exact direct intent of the Buddha's final view on emptiness, like Nagarjuna, So therefore, you see, so as long as you even you don't assert inherent, even you don't assert true existence, but as long as you assert substantial existence on something, either on subject or on object, then you cannot equalize. You cannot find the middle way. You see, in another word, you cannot find the absolute emptiness, meaning that you won't able to pacify. You won't able to pacify. How to say? Obstacles. The obstacles are the two extreme. You see, so the pacified state of the reality is the reality of equanimity. So okay, so we don't have to go too much in here. I'm just introducing that why the immeasurable equanimity put on the number 4 instead of putting on the number 1. For the method aspect of the path, then equanimity definitely is on the first. You know, when you refer to the 4-point mind training to develop bodhicitta, that technique that which treasured by Shantideva, like treasured by Shantideva, treasured by like Nagarjuna, all the way up to Manjushri, and the lineage came from. The first is the training in equanimity, then train rest of the 3, the training of the mind, then bodhicitta is actualized. So even for the 7 cause and effect, the training to develop bodhicitta, the technique that treasured by Adisha, like Asanga, like Silingba, the root, the technique very much derived from the Maitreya Buddha. That also first training is emphasized on equanimity. Like equanimity, then recognizing all sentient beings as your mother, then remembering their kindness, repaying their kindness, then development of love, development of compassion, and development of special responsibility, or what you call the laksam, the taking full responsibility by yourself alone, that you're going to work for the benefit of sentient being. Then number 7, the result bodhicitta is developed. So it's equanimity was presented first. So the other 4 points, the training, first equanimity, then after that, seeing the faults of self-cherishing attitude, seeing the advantage of cherishing the well-being of others. Then number 4, the actual equalizing self and others, the actually equalizing self and other, up to now, how you cherish yourself. From now on, now you change. You are the last one. The rest of the other sentient being, you take on the first to cherish in their well-being. Then bodhicitta is developed. You see, so like that. So I just want to make this clarification. Why put number 4. So when you receive teaching on 4 immeasurable thought, most of the teaching you may hear, very much presented the method aspect of the path. There's no mention about the wisdom aspect of the teaching. Rarely you hear that. But actual fact, this both wisdom and method should be presented here. So yeah, so this is just clarification. So now the topic is, the third one, isn't it? We already talked briefly about immeasurable of love, immeasurable of compassion already. Just to sum up on the immeasurable of compassion, just to conclude by this word. I think I briefly mentioned last time. In order to develop immeasurable compassion, we need to understand the compounded, pervasive compounded suffering nature of sentient being. So this is the difference. ordinary compassion can be expressed based on understanding suffering or pain, or even suffering of change. So if we develop compassion based on that, our compassion won't able to be immeasurable compassion, the immeasurable compassion. Because immeasurable compassion has to be reach out, either from the subject or object, has to reach out without leaving out even a one single living being. So that's very clear, isn't it? So I think I've also give you an example. I don't know whether I did or not. Let's say if you go to the party, very happy party, can be, I don't know, anniversary or marriage party or birthday party. Did someone say something? Really? I hear some voice. They say, oh, like that. Maybe welcoming to the party. So you see, so the party that all participants, have no issue in life. Everything, happy. At least within that week, very happy. Nothing to concern. So, so as a someone that who take immeasurable practice, Four Immeasurable practice as a hard practice, and you go to that party. You see, you go to that party. You also, join with them and dance and eat and whatever, happy. You see, and you may not have the awareness of need of compassion to these happy people, isn't it? Will you still think that when you go to a party when people are laughing, enjoying, and still think that they are object of my compassion? Usually not, isn't it? Usually not, because they're happy. They are not in suffering or pain, and very much, their business is doing very good. Their whole family is intact, and nothing to concern, at least for this year. In our ordinary mind, we hardly have this idea of death and impermanence, all this. So blandly, just looking at them, there's nothing to wish or hope that these people to be free from suffering, because everyone is so happy. So now the immeasurable compassion, even in that situation, that you are completely, fully focused on wanting them to be free from oceans of suffering, and able to see that they are in the deep suffering. It sounds like a bit depressing, isn't it? So how you will get to that, that point is through understanding of the pervasive compounded suffering in them, samsara in them. When you see they are samsaric existent or samsaric person, then how much they are laughing, they're still in pain. They're still in suffering. Not suffering or pain, but they're still in suffering. So therefore, the immeasurable compassion is your main target is to elevate the sentient being from the pervasive compounded suffering. So that has to be focused. So if someone as follow my earning path, our objective is to develop compassion on the basis of that. You see, so if you put one enjoying person, someone that who has a lot of wounds and suffering, and someone maybe somewhere in between, you won't have any bias of your expression of compassion from these three people. How much focus, how much strength of compassion you have for the person who has so much wound, you have equal to the person who is burst in laughing, enjoying party, equal, because everyone equally, in samsara, everyone absolute equal disaster of samsara. You see, yeah, so like that. So when you see king, king and the beggar come together, you will have a equal compassion to both the king and the beggar, equal. King come with the full of luxuries, the beggar, very poor thing out there, and your focus goes to only to the beggar, means the immeasurable compassion is not there. So we can check into ourselves when we go out, when we see people. Am I in the training of immeasurable compassion or bit of biased compassion? You see, bias is not just like compassion to your family, loved one, and not to others, not only in that sense. Even from the understanding from the point of view of the sentient being situation. And the situation is entire numberless sentient being. As long as you have not achieved liberation, as long as they are contaminated by karma and delusion, everyone is equal position in the crisis of samsara. So like that. So if you want to develop immeasurable compassion, then we have to develop the cause for that, which is to understand the nature of samsara. So samsara means suffering. Okay. So what really brings that suffering? What really brings that samsara? What is the characteristic of that samsara? What element makes something as a samsara? So this understanding is important. You see, so karma and delusion are the one makes samsara. So now, in order to understand samsara, we need to understand karma. We need to understand delusion. You see, need to understand the characteristic of karma and the characteristic of delusion. You see, because samsara is nothing more than the contaminated aggregates of the karma and delusion. You see, the contaminated substance from the delusion and karma make things as a samsara, and there's nothing more than that as a samsara out there. So now, when we talk about samsara, not only the living being, even our environment also samsara. You see, even our environment, our house, our car, jewelries, even including the statues, tangas. You see, basically everything is samsara. You see, so it's how possible, the Guru Rinpoche Tanga also samsara, Shakyamuni Buddha statue also samsara. Yes, it is samsara, because all these things, including these holy statues and holy tangas, arise from your mind, arise from your karma. So these are actualizations of your karma, manifestations of your karma, manifestations of your mind. So until you have not purified your mind, everything that you perceive and actualize, all is samsara. You see. So then how about since all these are samsara, then how about for the Buddhas? Let's say Mother Tara come in, and how about for Mother Tara also everything samsara? No, because Mother Tara is not samsara. That's why whatever comes in her mind, everything is celestial. Everything is not samsara. So now here, samsara is just simply creation of your mind. And the conclusion is samsara is just simply, simply the idea of the mind. So if the person's mind is unpurified, then what you think, what you perceive is contaminated. If your mind is purified, what you think, what you have, everything is purified. You see? So therefore, For Buddha's perception, there's no samsara. For Buddha's perception, we are not suffering being. We are suffering being to Buddha's eye. In Buddha's eye, there's no impure existence. Why? Because his mind is purified. That's why there's no impurity. But impurity exists in Buddha's eye, like us, we exist in Buddha's eye. You see, we unpurified beings and phenomena exist in Buddha's eye as a very problematic environment and very problematic people. You see, so now you can see at the end of the day, everything is play of the mind. You see, or in another word, in a Buddhist term, everything is play of the karma. So karma means mind. You see, karma, sometimes we think that it's kind of physical action, but karma, in fact, is a mental factor. You see, whatever whatever imprint that accumulate through the actions of our body, speech, and mind brings about karma. And that imprint is a mental continuum. And that continuum, expresses, or in other words, is like bring into result of the karma in different forms, like happy, unhappy, neutral, including liberation, enlightenment, like that. You see, so so karma, negative karma, positive karma, neutral karma. You see, even those positive karma that we accumulate, that positive karma not infused by the renunciation of its root, the delusion, then even it is positive, but it is not cause for liberation. It's still cause for samsara. So that kind of result is beneficial to, experience beneficial results, like ourselves, like statues and tangas are. It's virtuous, it's beneficial, but still result of our karma. And this is the result of our positive karma. But we had a choice. That positive karma is infused by renunciation. If that karma happened to become a cause of liberation, we're going to see the dharmakaya, not the tanga. You see, even we happen to see the tanga, but we will see dharmakaya in it, not this paper, not this painting. You see, we are still unable to see that, isn't it? We only see the statue. We cannot see the dharmakaya in the statue. Dharmakaya of the statue. We only see the material statue. And so that is obscuration. Obscuration. But it's still virtue. It's better than the result of non-virtue. If we never create any virtues, even that type of virtues, if only we create neutral and non-virtues, we will not even have a karma to see even the statues, even the paintings. So you see, so therefore, here the point is that just creating virtue is not good enough. If you really pursuing liberation, then just creating virtue is not good enough. So this clarity also has to know. If someone really pursuing enlightenment, then the element of bodhicitta and the absolute wisdom has to be present in order to make that virtue is really cause for enlightenment. Especially bodhicitta. You see, bodhicitta, any virtue you accumulate, bodhicitta is not involved in the motivation. If it's not involved either in the motivation or either in the dedication or either in the actual action, then that virtue cannot become cause for enlightenment. And that virtue is still some benefits. Maybe future life, you're still born in places where God full of Buddha statues. But only see statues, cannot see Dharmakaya. You see, still beneficial, better than nothing. You see. So now, if you are not hoping for enlightenment, but you still want liberation, then bodhicitta, forget about it. Focus on emptiness, selflessness. So as long as you have the element of view of selflessness, view of emptiness in the motivational level, in the dedication level, or in the action, when you perform any virtuous action, when you think of emptiness, when your motivation is influenced by emptiness view, and you dedicate in emptiness, like three voidness, like emptiness of dedicated myself, emptiness of the virtue that I accumulate, emptiness of the reason that I dedicate, even just dedicating in that way, that one moment of breathing, calming your mind, become cause of liberation. You see. So the point here is the true Buddhist practitioner, our focus, our aim has to be at least liberation. Anything we do for this lifetime's benefit is not qualified to be genuine Dharma. I mean, it's everybody's individual choice, but if you really want liberation, you really want to get the maximum benefit of knowing Dharma, then we have to avoid thinking about these life things, avoid thinking about too many statues, too many tangas. We have to think of the full enlightenment or at least liberation, you see. And the way to do that is, as mentioned before, always you initiate your actions of body, speech, and mind, especially when you perform virtues through your body, speech, and mind. You initiate with bodhicitta motivation and emptiness wisdom, and dedicate in bodhicitta dedication and emptiness dedication. And during the action, if you can able to perform accordingly with how you motivate, like let's say, yeah, let's say you want to make charity of sip of water to the 84,000 living beings in your body. You see, knowing that I want to make charity to a minimum 84,000 living beings in my body. So it's altruistic motivation. Yeah. And you see the empty of inherent nature of the water, empty of inherent nature of the person who's sipping it, including the mouth, everything. So there's an element, they're infused by emptiness mind. At the end, wow, okay, good, delicious water. I able to make charity. Then, the receiver, the person, the water, everything, lack of inherent existence. And whatever goodness that happened, everything be cause of enlightenment. Now, this same action, you create this as a cause of full enlightenment, just because of these three, just because of infusing by the wisdom and emptiness mind, was a wisdom and attitude of bodhicitta, like that. Okay, so now I lost my track. So you see, yes, karma. Okay. Now karma, karma, that which is one of the major element to samsara, also has its causes. It doesn't just drop from nowhere. So the causes are the delusion, you see, like anger, attachment, ignorance, etc. So when you look into the wheel of life, the three main root delusion, aversion, like anger, attachment, grasping, and the ignorant, you see. Aversion also is a result of attachment. Attachment is a result of ignorance. So even these three root delusion also it doesn't just pop up without any cause and condition. It has its own root. That's why when you look at the wheel of life, the phoenix tail is captured by snake. Oh, sorry, snake's tail captured by the phoenix. Phoenix tail captured by the pig. So the so the snake symbolize aversion, then phoenix symbolizes attachment, grasping, then pig symbolizes ignorant. You see, so those three are the root delusion. Then that if you magnify a little bit more, then 6 root delusion. Then after that, 26 secondary delusion. There are numberless delusions out there. You see, so those are the ones that uh, play as a motivation to perform action that which will become causes for samsara. You see, so by understanding that, then as long as anyone, anything is under the control of delusion and karma, they are object of your compassion. So conclusion is that anyone who whether it's laughing, whether it's crying, as long as you are subject of control of karma and delusion, you're object of your immeasurable compassion. So so you have to meditate like this, okay? So like that. Okay, so now the third one. What time now?
It's 8:45.
Okay. So the third one, empathetic joy. Okay, so empathetic joy. So now in the prayer it says, joy or the happiness without suffering. There we need to tease the meaning. Joy without suffering. You see, so now we understand all the laughter in the party is not joy without suffering. Joy that which is contaminated by karma and delusion, since it's samsara, therefore is joy, but not without joy without suffering. So if we wish someone only for party joy, that's not empathetic joy, not immeasurable empathetic joy. So when we express the immeasurable or empathetic joy, we need to express, we need to wish someone to actualize happiness of liberation, or at least happiness of cessation. Okay, you can say like happiness of cessations, happiness of liberation, happiness of enlightenment. So the immeasurable thoughts of expressing empathetic joy to you and joy to anyone on the basis of, how to say, abiding that sentient being in the state of cessation from karma and delusions or defilements, or you abide them in the state of liberation, or you abide them in the state of full enlightenment, or even though that you are unable to abide them in the state of joy without suffering, but at least you cause them, you condition them. You see, you condition them through advice, through giving teachings, through dedicating your merits, and most of all, yourself becoming Buddha. The best way to deliver empathetic joy in sentient being or rest of the sentient being is for you to become Buddha, for the benefit of their enlightenment. You see, so therefore, so in other words, to fulfill the aspiration, fulfill the goal of bodhicitta, then you deliver the empathetic joy. You see, so bodhicitta definition, there's a two corner, two aspect, two attitude. The first attitude is you want to liberate numberless sentient beings from oceans of samsara and abide them in the state of full enlightenment or a state of no more suffering. First attitude. For that purpose, right now, looking at me, I have no ability. I'm exactly equal like them, helpless. So I have no ability to really, abide them in the state of liberation, or not even in the state of the path, not even in state to the virtue. How much you advise them, people don't listen to you. People don't follow your advice. So no question about abiding them in the state of full enlightenment. But at least I can do something. For that behalf, at least I myself abide in the virtue. I myself actualize the path. I myself gradually actualize the happiness, because the joy that is free from suffering, stages of the cessation along the stages of the path. Then actualize state of full enlightenment for the benefit of the rest of the sentient beings' enlightenment. You see? So now when you express, you see, the empathetic joy, similar like the earlier immeasurable thoughts, if you cannot deliver in action now, at least deliver in aspiration, isn't it? Then eventually you walk in action. You see? So now, you see, may all sentient beings actualize from temporary happiness up to the ultimate happiness of enlightenment. For that purpose, may I actualize the virtue. May I engage in the virtue. Okay, any of the virtue, maybe doing charities or doing prayers or meditation or whatever, or at least refraining from arising negative thoughts. You see, then you dedicate that merit for your enlightenment, for the cause of numberless sentient beings' enlightenment. See, so so in that way you deliver empathetic joy, at least in your thought, in your aspiration. You see, so then gradually, once you enter into the path, let's say like in the path to enlightenment, path to liberation, there are 5 paths. 5 paths and the 10 bhumis or 10 grounds, 10 stages of label that you need to climb in order to reach liberation or in order to reach enlightenment. So there are 5 paths. So the moment you actualize the first path, you already actualize, certain degree of cessation. You see, and that joy is not ordinary joy; it's a genuine joy. You see, then especially once you reach to the 3rd level of path of seeing, and from there there's a 10 bhumis. 10 bhumis. Within that 10 bhumis, the last after you complete the 10 bhumi, then is enlightenment. You see, it's a 5 path of accumulation, path of preparation, path of seeing, path of meditation, path of normal learning. Path of normal learning is the stage of Buddhahood. So earlier 4 paths are the path within the sentient being, within the trainee. So when you reach path of normal learning, you become Buddha. So now, first 2 paths we call ordinary path. Then the last 3 paths we call Arya path. Is a higher path, higher level of path. So from the 3rd path, there are 10 bhumis, 10 steps that you need to develop, 10 degrees that you need to achieve. In order to achieve these 10 degrees, 10 levels, you need to purify 9 different categories of obstacles. The 9 defilements, 9 portions of defilements, from gross to the subtle. So what really happened here during this period, during this 10 bhumis period, while you are purifying the 9 obstacles, that's the time that you utilize your emptiness wisdom and the strength of your bodhicitta. So bodhicitta is more like motivation. I cannot give up. Yes, it is hard. Yes, it is long way to travel, but I'm not going to give up. Knowing that so many sentient beings need my help, so I cannot give up. So So the bodhicitta will make you so strong that your wisdom become very concentrated. The emptiness wisdom become very concentrated. So whenever through the motivation, whenever you gain very concentrated, called vipassana wisdom, or the emptiness wisdom, on very concentrated mind, the vipassana kind of wisdom on emptiness, then with the minor concentration, you purify first level of obstacle. Then slightly more intense concentration on emptiness. In another word, you call it meditative equipoise in emptiness. So, first meditative equipoise, you purify the first obstacle, second, third, up to the 9. When the last obstacle is the most subtlest defilement, subtlest obscuration of the sin. When you purify that, then you achieve the path of normal learning, and you achieve the state of full liberation, a state of full enlightenment. So now, during this, during this 10 bhumi, each time you purify, certain portion of defilement, you achieve a cessation. You achieve achievement. You achieve cessation. So that cessation cannot fade away, cannot destroy. It will keep accumulate. And that cessation is, if you want to describe how you feel, is a blissful one. It's absolute joy. And that joy is joy without suffering. Okay, so now you see, for the benefit of the rest of the numberless sentient beings, you achieve the first joy. You achieve the first empathetic job. First empathetic job. Okay? Now you achieve second one, third one, fourth one. So when you achieve full enlightenment, you achieve, for your cause, the highest state of empathetic joy within yourself. Once you achieve enlightenment, now you lead the rest of the sentient being, like Buddha leading us, all of us now. See? Buddha some way, indirectly or directly, leading us. Otherwise, we won't be here. You see? So gradually lead us into the path. Then you are abiding one by one, stages by stages of empathetic joy, joy without suffering, and all the way up to the ultimate joy of enlightenment. So like that. Okay, so I don't know, maybe I confuse. Whatever it is, empathetic joy, the joy without suffering, has to be a joy of cessation, joy of liberation, joy of enlightenment. Then that will qualify to be what called joy without suffering. Yeah, so something like that. Yes, that's it. I better stop. Yeah, maybe. Yes. Yeah, something like that. Any question? Yes.
At this moment,
Yeah.
I'm not on any path yet.
Who knows?
To get even to the first, it's still a long way, I think. At this moment, my joy, as far as I understand, if it arises from feeling, is contaminated joy.
Okay. Feeling that express just how usually we casually express, then that most likely could be hallucinated one.
If it's joy at listening to a teaching,
that also can be hallucinated one.
It can be.
Very much. But still it's still virtue. At least next time we can see the statues.
So would we rejoice at having that joy?
Yeah. Yes. Still better than not rejoicing. It's better, but not perfect. You can make it perfect. You just infuse, interpret in emptiness, and interpret in bodhicitta. Then the same thing, but you turn that into a next time. It become cause for you to see in that picture Dharmakaya, the real, Guru Rinpoche there. Okay.
So can I take a little bit more further?
No, you can jump queue. if you wish. There's no boundary,
So let's say, for example,
Yeah.
thank you very much for your teachings in the 4 nights. It's helped me and I've known many people. So I'm very joyful.
Okay.
Now,
Yes.
then, this joy, does it turn to greed if I say I wish Lama Zopa can be our teacher? Is that suddenly become greed then?
Greed? No. Oh, no.
Greed.
No, maybe that's not.
Is that grasping?
No. No, that could be inspiration. Yeah, you have to differentiate carefully. Greed and inspiration. Inspiration, for inspiration is a virtue. Inspiration to become Buddha, inspiration to help all sentient beings, inspiration to be, exactly like Buddha. So that is virtue. But greed, sounds like similar but different.
So if I wish, because of my joy in listening to you,
Yeah.
and I wish
Thank you.
you
I hope so.
our resident teacher and stay next to
Oh, yeah. Oh, yes, yeah, definitely. I also wish too. Yeah,
Now
yes.
is that grasping?
I'm here already. I'm here already. There's nothing much different that can do. If you have this label of resident, isn't it? Yeah, I can.
Resident teacher is that
Yeah.
grasping at wanting it to be permanent.
Oh yes, you can. But if I become your resident teacher, I'll be very, very, very naughty one. I would be very much like Australian one. I won't stay in one foot, one one. I would be in the Swan River. I will be, in the bush everywhere. Yeah, last time actually John, I think a long time ago mentioned, because I'm serving as the touring teacher. I visit many centers and everywhere. So that's what Lama Zopa Rinpoche advised me to do. And there are many centers where there's no teacher, so my kind of busybody can be some help. So if I become resident to one center, if I be resident to one center, I have to focus there, and I can be big trouble to you. Honestly speaking, I can be very, very, how to say, quite a strange person. I will have a funny ideas, and I'm very impatient in one way. Very impatient in one way. When I handle centers or monasteries, I feel like there's so many things need to achieve within 1-2 years, as if I'm going to die soon. So I can bring a lot of pressure to people around me. So I think best you just leave me alone. You have a peace of mind. That's just joking. So yes, so that's, otherwise, yes, this is the best, and I also very much wish, why not, be resident to everywhere. But then that time I said, whenever I'm in town, whenever I can. Right now, there's a lot of online teachings going on, different centers like overseas, So then also because of pandemic in the past months, past year, not certain whether we can get together or not. So I actually conducted a retreat. I tried to finish that also mainly gradually that I can be more serviceable. Like without doing retreats, you cannot perform initiations. You know, so right now we are very fortunate. We have so many living lamas that who can offer initiations. But eventually, we also need to take responsibility on that. So I took the opportunity since the pandemic started. I try to finish all the commitment retreats, and it works very well. And so that next time, I can be I can fulfill more needs of practitioners. So like that. And then, like this kind of sessions we can have now and then. So I see there's not much extra difference to just to carry that name. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, like that. Now you all are doing so good. Oh, by the way, new director.
Yes.
So Robert, full name Robert or Rob? Rob. So we congratulate Rob to we thank for John. Then after that also Owen also for some time, and now Rob. So we really wish all the best. Most importantly, everybody's support is needed. Everybody is talented, in different ways. I usually believe as a Dharma society, just to come and attend the session, also a big support. Just that, then some people are financially capable, some volunteers, and also I think center has to be very open, very easygoing. I believe this. Um, Before becoming good practitioner or good Dharma, Gomba or Sender monastery, first I think important to be a good, how to say, society, social, community, good easy community. Happy, easy. No tense. No need to feel difficult. Everybody just like a very humble, easy, happy human being. Sharing foods. I always think that King's Park. Not always in the Gomba. Sometimes you have some nice time in the King's Park. Some bring plates and have yeah, sometime like that, etc. etc. Not immediately. Yeah. So I think the seniors, need to bless the newcomers, but not kind of like have to be my way, not like that, because everything changes. This is the main one of the very important wisdom of Buddha Dharma. The changes is the real thing that we are learning, because we have very strong permanent grasping in everything, So that's why a lot of changes will come, but as long as according with Dharma, as long as according with the virtue, then I think the seniors practitioners should bless the young generations who's coming up, taking responsibilities, volunteering, so that they're easy to work, and the new generation also not kind of forget about the seniors, always acknowledge them. Once a while, we have some kind of anniversary, or you have different things, and birthday, then just get reminded, John, you see, numberless years, you have worked so hard, like numberless years, so long, isn't it, John? So many years, unbelievable. unbelievable. It's not easy to really sustain the center, not easy. And it sustain the group, not easy. You see, Dharma is so precious, not so easy to get attracted. If you start to sell beer, you have more people. If you start to have more disco than Dharma courses, you have plenty of people. You see, so the more Dharma you do, not many people get interested. So therefore, to have to be patient and have to bring a lot of skillfulness, and also for newcomers, we need a lot of holy objects and beautiful things, and also the ushers, the staffs, everybody very welcoming, easy, like Otherwise, when people comes to Dharma center, they're scared. If I make this sound, I'm going to get scolding. If I touch this one, maybe something go wrong. Yes, there's such problem also happens. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. You see, the very serious discipline comes when you already know a lot, and when you start to practice. This is a very individual thing, you see. But as far as concerned with the society, I believe in order to get more people, get interest, you need to have activities and platform where children can involve. It's so important. If that new generation don't come to center, then eventually, we all not going to stay forever, isn't it? So you need program for that. You see, easy one, etc., etc. So sorry, I said too much. Yeah, so something like that. So I congratulate and I wish you all the best. From my side, I think seems like until this year end, going to start here. So therefore, yeah, time to time we can get together, so like that. Okay. Sometime I will come and attend some of your prayers. Just get together. Yeah. So then almost equal having, and you can have some resident sanghas. For some people, I think this is also very important. And I'm sure you people seems like having that kind of visions. Then eventually you will have it. But I'm not going to go away. Even though I don't carry that title, I will somehow I will come back all the time. This is my home. Okay, thank you. Okay, so already took so long. So we already discussed about immeasurable thought. So we don't have to dedicate the long way. So just we dedicate just like how all the past, present, future Bodhisattvas, when they accumulate merit, how they dedicate, we dedicate the same way. Okay. Gyawadi nyudo da lama sanji dhubyo ne dhruwa chi gyama lupa di sala go bara isho chancho samcho rinpo che ma che pa nam che jo che gyawa nyeba me ba yang gong gondo pe bara isho rimye tawa rinpo che ma che pa nam che jo che gyawa nyeba me ba pe bara isho jambe pa wo che da gyamba da gondo sampo de an de shingi de da gunji chi so talo che gyawa de da tam che rab dung tu son che pe gyawa tam che do ngo ka la chu do ngo pa da je je we tsawa de sampo che je rab do ngo warai ki. Thank you very much. Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.